So folks, I heard the little speech that Keir did earlier this morning, 8:30 was it? Where he said they're going to get to the bottom of things. People have not done the jobs correctly, blind eyes have been turned, and he's going to put it right once and for all. And this is going to be a catalyst. Now, I said yesterday, I think it's shocking that the government never told us what had been going on since these horrific murders. I really did. But here in STARMER this morning, I've only heard snippets. He said, look, we couldn't say anything, we really couldn't, because it could have prejudiced the investigation. And the worst scenario could have been that this young boy could have walked out scot-free, and we want to try him and we want him to serve what he should serve for the horrific, heinous crimes that he's committed. And I thought, wait a minute, you may have a point then. You may have a point. Now, I've heard later today, Nigel's on his iOS there having a right pop. They should have told us this, they should have told us that. I'm thinking, wait a minute, Nigel, I've not heard it fully, both sides, I've not. But I'm thinking, for a change, Nigel, maybe just keep it shut. Let's get the trial sorted. Let's get the lad banged up, hopefully for the rest of his life. Hopefully. We know parole. Get that sorted. And then let's have the discussion. But at this moment in time, if STARMER, for a change, is going to back up his words with actions and really do something about things going forward, it's horrendous what's happened. It really is. But there's a chance, just a chance, we may stop these kind of things happening further down the line. As I said earlier in yesterday's message though, I mean, what them parents must be going through, hearing all this and hearing about the catalogue of failure that's happened with those in power, you wouldn't wish it on anybody. I think I heard somebody say, was it Jane Moore on Loose Women earlier, said, how them mothers and fathers will ever recover from this for the rest of their lives, knowing that they've been so let down. She said, I just don't know how you can, because I couldn't. And I'll tell you what, folks, neither could I. Really, neither could I. So it's horrible that it got as far as it did. It's horrible that the guy wasn't kept in check. And one other thing I'll say, I'm sometimes defending of parents, but not in this case. We hear a story about how we once went armed to his school with a knife to do damage to other pupils, and his dad caught him and turned him around. Now, we know he's been looked at by the police, by social workers and everybody else, but his dad at that stage, or probably before that, should have said to the authorities, you need to lock this boy of mine up. He's seriously unwell. There's something wrong with him up here. He wants to cause untold damage, and I'm worried that he's going to if he keeps his liberty. That's what his father should have done. I don't care what anybody says. So in this instance, I've heard, I think tonight, that they've been moved for their own safety. Normally that would worry me, because I'd normally think, well, it's not necessarily or not always the parents' fault, although I do say when people commit crimes and rapists and so on and so forth and they run off the rails, I often say it's down to parents and discipline. I often do think that. I don't know. With this, I do think that. I mean, at the end of the day, the father and mother should have done more. If I'm heading my lad off at his school gates and he's got a knife there and I really believe he's going to knife other school children, I want him locked up to get his head right, or to de-radicalise him, if there's such a word, or do something to help him. Because I don't want my son or daughter, anybody, killing other children. I really don't. So I think the parents of this lad have got a lot to answer for too, I really do. But firstly, hopefully the government will sort things, and then no doubt Nigel can come out again and have his cat fight with Keir. But also, let's not forget, I mean, the government's been in, for 5 or 6 months now. It happened on what they call their watch. But all this that's been happening with this lad, what the authorities knew all about, and the police and everything else, that was happening on the Conservatives' watch. They were in then. So let's not just blame the Labour and blame STARMER for a change. A lot of this wasn't down to that party and down to himself. Let's see if he carries out his words and does anything, anything positive after what he said today. I, for one, do hope so. And I do hope we don't have any more tragedies like this on our streets, Let's try to prevent the preventable ones, because this one was preventable. That's what's so sad about it. This one was preventable. So many red flags there. It's crazy. Really is. Let's hope they do something about it.